Hello everybody, John here from Gaming in the Wild, and I've got a new video for you today. December is here, so the game release schedule has slowed down, but there are still some games coming out, perhaps trying to take advantage of this relatively quiet release window for a little bit of extra attention. But I think a lot of people have moved on to their Games of the Year coverage already, so I thought it might be nice to shine a spotlight on some of these stragglers that are coming out towards the end of 2024. I've got 10 interesting indie games for you that are coming out this month. Some of them are out already, so we have a little bit of Metacritic information and feedback from players, but some of them are still to come out, and there are a couple of Kickstarter projects that are dark horses, I would say, that look pretty interesting actually, so hopefully you'll find something in this video to spark your interest or to put on your wish list. If you do, and if you enjoy the video, then likes and comments are appreciated. You can always subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. There is a weekly podcast if you like that kind of thing, and I will tell you about the channel's Patreon at the end. On the 3rd of the month, we got Antonblast. This was a much anticipated indie platformer that was delayed from November, but it was a successful Kickstarter, so there's a lot of people waiting for it, and it has been seen through to fruition now. The developers describe it as an explosive action platformer, and it has a 90s cartoon visual style. It looks action-packed, and it has drawn comparisons to last year's runaway hit Pizza Tower. And very much like that game, it's been well received by both critics and players. It's sitting on a mighty 90 on Metacritic, try saying that 3 times, so it could just catch on in the same way. That's Antonblast. You can play it right now on Steam. On the 5th, the very different proposition was Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island. This is the second game from the team behind the award-winning point-and-click adventure Rookie. It's a top-down adventure game with treasures and puzzles and a story about uncovering the secrets of a lost island. I played the demo of this one in Next Fest earlier in the year, and I wasn't in love with it, honestly. It felt a bit slow and stodgy to play. Reviewers seem to be agreeing with me on that one. It's scoring around 7 out of 10, but Rocky was a huge cult hit, mostly because of its overall charm, its visual style, and some really nice writing. So if you were one of the many who fell in love with Rocky, then don't let me put you off. You can try out Mythwrecked right now on Steam. A lot of games came out on the 5th actually. We also have Symphonia. This is a stylish looking game where you'll be doing some precision platforming in time with a symphonic score. It has a very nice clean art style. It's been reviewing very well. It's been getting 8 out of 10s, and early reports say that both the gameplay and the music really shine on this one. It has a very nice looking moveset with a jump, a float, a dash. It looks like kind of a pure platformer version of Ori, so if you like those games then you know what to expect. That is Symphonia, out now on Steam. Not exactly an indie game, this one. It's one of those free-to-play open-world weirdos, but InfinityNikki came out on the 5th by Chinese studio Paper Games. It's one of those Genshin-type games, a cross-platform, open-world, dress-up adventure. It is free-to-play, which means that it is funded by microtransactions, but the reviews have been coming in around 8 out of 10. It's had a very, very nice response, so it can't be that aggressive with the monetization. It does look like there's a lot to do in this world. There's dressing up, there is biking around, flying, characters to meet, side quests, and so forth. Surprisingly to me, this is the 5th game in the Nikki Up To You series. So who knew that, eh? There are 4 more of these out there somewhere. I'm still a little bit suspicious of these free-to-play blockbusters, but this one does look interesting, so I'll be giving it a try. It's free, so why not? That's InfinityNikki, out now on PC and all the consoles. Also on the 5th, we got UncleChopsRocketShop. This is a frenetic roguelike job sim where you're running a garage for spacecraft. You have to run the fuel pumps, you have to do repairs with different ships at the same time, you have to make components. Everything takes a different amount of time to do, so you're spinning a lot of plates, you're running from side to side. It's a 2D game. Trying to walk and chew gum and spin plates all at the same time. You earn a commission for everything you do, and you can unlock different tools to make life easier as you progress. So it has some roguelite progression to keep you interested. This is a nice looking game. It's an interesting spin on the oversaturated roguelike genre. I tried the demo of this one in Next Fest and I had a great time actually, so I can see why it's reviewing so well. If that sounds like your kind of thing, you can try out UncleChopsRocketShop now. Play it on your PC or your Steam Deck. It's out now on Steam. On the 9th of the month, we get a cozy-looking platformer called StarsInTheTrash, made by Spanish indie studio Valhalla Cats. This is a cozy looking platform game set in the world of household pets. It has a wholesome Disney kind of feel to it. It's described as a narrative puzzle platformer. It looks like you play as a cat who escapes from the house and gets out into the world. All the gameplay that we see in the trailer looks pretty simple, so maybe it's one for cat lovers or for people who like to play with their kids. That's StarsInTheTrash, out on the 9th. On the 11th, it's a bit of a big hitter actually. It's Monument Valley 3, arguably not an indie, and I do know that, so you don't have to tell me in the comments, thanks a lot. But the upside of it being Netflix published is that it means that we all get to play it free on our phones if we have a Netflix account. I actually have played the first couple of Monument Valley games, and I quite like them actually. They're very polished, and the third one promises to be a reimagining of the mega chill touchscreen formula of the first two. You can expect head-scratching puzzles that involve rotating the world in unexpected, Escher kind of ways. These games have lovely, designy, pastel visuals and blissful music. I think they're generally very mellow experiences, except for when you get stuck and you end up tearing your hair out a little bit until you can progress again. This one could be a nice casual game for the Christmas break. Check it out on Android and iOS when it comes out on December the 11th. On the 13th, we get Pine, A Story of Loss, a game about grief from fellow traveller. In this one, a cartoon lumberjack mourns his wife deep in the woods. The gameplay looks like a series of mini-games. You'll be making carvings, you'll be gardening, and presumably chopping down a few trees and doing lumberjack stuff, all while dealing with the flashbacks and sadness that comes from losing someone. So very heavy themes, but hopefully by the end of the game, this unshaven lumberjack will get his life together a bit, have a shave, get back out there out into the world. So let's hope so at least. You can find out how it ends yourself when Pine comes out on Steam on the 13th of December. On the 20th, we get TheMidnightCrimes. This is a noir detective game made by a Chilean studio called Deadly Crow. It has a scratchy comic book art style reminiscent of Darkest Dungeon, lots of wonky, Hitchcockian camera angles from fixed perspectives, a bit like old school Resident Evil. It's a point and click, so you can expect to be searching the screen with your cursor, looking for clues and parsing character dialogue and that kind of thing. I like the look of this one, but I tend to find point and clicks a bit slow, sometimes a bit tedious, but who knows, if you're a fan of the genre, maybe this one will buck the trend. It certainly has an eye-catching visual style. That's TheMidnightCrimes, out on the 20th. And finally, rounding out the month, we have Fountains. I think this one is a bit of a dark horse this month, coming out right before Christmas. It's a lovely looking top-down pixel action game. Looks like a love letter to Hyper Light Drifter. A brutally difficult game, but a very, very good one. This has a really appealing, crunchy, pixelated art style, and it promises tight, skill-based combat, punishing bosses. It could be one to watch. It was successfully kickstarted, so there's a lot of people waiting for this one, but it's also dropping on Steam. That is Fountains, out on the 20th of December. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, likes and subscribes are appreciated. Tell me in the comments if I missed a game that you're excited about. And you can always show some support by joining the channel's Patreon. If you join the Patreon from as little as $1 a month, you get an invite to the patron-only Discord server. We'll be running a vote in there so the listeners and the viewers of this channel can have their say, and then I will report back on the results. If you would like to take part in that, then join up by the middle of the month and you'll be able to vote yourself. Just $1 a month, it's patreon.com/gaminginthewild. And if you're already in the mood for some Games of the Year content, I have been running my weekly podcast as always. You can find it on Spotify, you can find it on Apple Podcasts, even here on YouTube. There is a link on my channel page for you to listen to it here. Every week in December, I will be having a special guest to talk about their Games of the Year, whether their taste is narrative or action or roguelikes. So there's loads of good conversations there. There are 2 Games of the Year episodes out already. Hope that you enjoy them. I will drop a link on the screen here if you'd like to click through and have a listen. But that's it for this video. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you on the next one.